Hey, Dom here from Human Proof Designs, and I just want to make a quick video to show you inside of the keyword packs that we've just released. I'm going to show you kind of what things they will show you, what the kind of important data is that you need to look at, and then I'm going to give you a little example of a real life keyword and how it kind of translates into real life in terms of search and ranking and all of that as well. Okay, so here is the a sneak peek version of the first keyword pack. I've hidden the keywords because I want to keep it exclusive. So I'm just going to give you an example of what it looks like. Okay, I'll just drag the screen down here so you can see the different tabs that we have for you. So this is the main keywords, the first page you see. I always choose 8 keywords per pack, but for the main role, these will all have over 1,000 monthly searches, and the average KC, I always look for ones that are below 40, although for this pack they're below 35, which is great. If you don't know what KC is, it stands for Keyword Competitiveness, and it's kind of a percentage. So you know, if a keyword had a competitiveness or a difficulty of 99%, then it's impossible to rank. Generally, anything below 40 is between medium to easy. So anything below 30, which a couple of these ones are, is considered a really good keyword. These are based on metrics from Longtail Pro, which in turn are based on metrics from SEO Moz, or just called moz.com now. Okay, so that's a little bit about that. Average CPC is kind of, you would probably receive about 30% of this if you had an advert on your page that was clicked. So in this example, none of these are really great keywords for earning money from AdSense. Here you might earn like 90 cents per click, which is reasonable, but you do a lot better from like Amazon, which is why the monetization is Amazon. Okay, so this is a conservative estimate based on if you were to rank somewhere on page 1 for these 8 keywords, we can assume that you would get 20% of traffic. Generally you'll get around 40 to 50% if you're in position 1, and maybe 10% if you're in position 10. So 20% is a safe estimate. And then if 20% of that traffic clicked through to Amazon through your affiliate link, and they had an average of about 40 cents per click, which is a very conservative estimate. Some Amazon products are worth a lot more than that. Some are worth less. So this is why we've gone with this figure. These particular main keywords would generate you $345 per month once you had got to page 1. Obviously it could be a lot more because this is kind of a conservative estimate, that's the whole point. And also you have 161 long tail keywords which are not included, and there's a lot of searches in these as well. In fact, there is a total of 104,000. So if you were able to use these and to funnel more traffic to Amazon, it could make you a lot more. But the whole point is we want to give you a conservative estimate so that you're not you're not disappointed and you just have a rough idea. Okay, so then the next tab is the long tail keywords. So again, these are hidden. For these, I normally choose a minimum of 250 searches a month. So you can get even more if you go down to like 20 searches, 30 searches a month. But 161 is a great number. And again, the average KC is low. Advertiser competition, this just means there are a lot of people buying ads for these keywords. So you know that these keywords make money. But you don't really have to worry about, in terms of ranking for SEO, you don't have to worry about this tab. So we've got 22, 27, these ones are great. Anything lower than 20 is even better. We've got a 19 here, almost 600 searches a month. 17, 500 searches a month. So these keywords are great. So I want to point out is that some of these keywords kind of may overlap with each other, or they may overlap with a main keyword. Like, for example, let's say this main keyword was best snowboard, and then maybe one of the long tail one would be snowboard good, or the best snowboard, and things like that. So you're not necessarily going to be creating 161 other posts. You're just going to use these to kind of sculpt the framework, and make sure you include them somewhere in your site to increase your chances of ranking for those main keywords. Okay, so now we're going to go down. So what these tabs are, there are 6 on this one. Sometimes they go up to 8. So I don't include the tabs for supportive keywords. So the purpose of a supportive keyword is it's not a product itself. It's something like information. So again, if this was like best sofa cleaner, maybe this keyword would be how to clean the sofa, and then you would send that traffic to this keyword here. So that's what I mean by supportive. Okay, so what I've done is I've got the page 1 analysis for every main keyword here. So this is what page 1 looks like in Google. So you've got the 10 results here, and I haven't given you the URLs, but I'm telling you what the site is like. So this one is YouTube, Amazon. This is just a niche site, an authority site, e-commerce. So that would be a site that actually sells the product themselves, like Amazon is an e-commerce site. Authority, e-commerce, forum, niche. So what you want to look for in terms of site types is you don't want too many e-commerce. So this has got 1, 2, which is fine. It's also got a forum, which is great, because if a forum's ranking on page 1, think how much more likely a website is, because Google much prefers to rank websites. So as you can see, that's where the KC is only 28. You've got a weak niche site here. Page authority is only 23, KC is only 15. So, it's got no juice page links. I'll go into this in a minute. And basically, if I saw this, and if a lot of other experienced marketers saw this, this is a keyword they would go after, because they know they could rank in time. You might not be able to beat the YouTube video, you might not be able to beat Amazon, but you could certainly beat all the others. So an authority site isn't necessarily a bad thing either. Yes, it's a big site, it's powerful, it's got a high page authority, sort of very high domain authority, but it still doesn't have many juice page links to it. It's only got 6. So this authority site is ranking purely because it's an authority site. It's not ranking because it has a lot of links going to that particular article. So what I mean is it's ranking based on the strength of its domain. So let's say the authority site was like goodhousekeeping.com, and the niche was sofas. I keep using sofas as an example, so I'm just going to roll with it. So goodhousekeeping.com, maybe they have an article about sofas, and it ranks well because goodhousekeeping.com is an authority site, but it's not a sofa site. So if you were to build a site around sofas, which is what these niche sites have done, you've got a good chance of actually going above them purely because of relevance. You're going to be more relevant than they are. And relevance is very important. So don't be afraid of there being authority sites on page 1. Don't be afraid of YouTube and Amazon. Just be afraid of too many e-commerce. But as there's only 2, and there's also a forum and YouTube and 1, 2, 3 niche sites, this is still a very viable keyword. Okay, so the other thing you want to look at is juice page links. This basically means how many do follow links there are to these pages. And as you can see, only this one has a lot of links. It's got 47. The others barely anything, which would mean that if you were to create a page on this keyword and you spent a few months building up your site and pointing links to here, like you did guest posting, maybe you don't mind risk and you build a PBN, or you buy some backlinks. Once you've got, say, 30 backlinks pointing to this page, you're going to be on page 1. It's only a matter of time. Um, so the main things we want to look at are the types of site. The KCs just kind of to help us get a feel for the competitiveness and confirm whether or not it's rankable. Page authority does the same sort of thing. And juice page links. So DA is not really, these things are just there to kind of, if you're on the fence about a keyword and you're not sure. Okay, so I'm getting all this data from Longtail Pro, which is a really great tool. And that's the kind of thing that, we're looking at. So all the keywords that are here because I've looked at them, I've done the analysis, and I know that they're viable. I just want to get you understanding why they're viable. Okay, so now we'll look at the second one quickly. Okay, so this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4 authority sites. So it's got a slightly higher average KC, but it's still beatable. You've only got 1, 2 sites in there with a lot of links. I mean, this authority site, it's got 2,300 links and 8,000 to that particular page. But even then, it's still only 5th in the list. So you can still rank for this keyword. And then, you go through and the others are all the same. Niche, 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 niche. One e-commerce, not really that much of a problem. This one's got more e-commerce, but they're weaker e-commerce sites. The KC is only 30. Only this one has a bucket full of links. So even though they are e-commerce, there's also a forum in there. And there's 2 YouTube videos in there. So Google's clearly willing to rank non-e-commerce in there. So, there are some situations where even though there's a lot of e-commerce, I would still go for it because 1, they're weak e-commerce, 2, forums are showing up. And, there's not a lot of links. So I would say that they're still worth going for. Plus, because of relevance, sometimes you need to go for these keywords, even though you're not going to rank on page 1. It's good to have these keywords on your site because it will kind of show that your site is more relevant to that particular niche, if you get what I'm talking about. Okay, one more thing to show you with these is I just forgot. So I'll move on and I'll come back in a second. So, okay, sticking with the sleeper example, I've got Longtail Pro up here. I'm using the Platinum one, which is how you get the KC information. So this best sleeper sofa is just an example I'm going to use. It's not a keyword from Keyword Pack 1, so this isn't about sofas. I just keep mentioning sofas. So what I've got here is this is a real look at page 1. So if you go to Google and you type in best sleeper sofa, and then it does its thing. So you've got apartment therapy, Overstock, Tempur-Pedic, Consumer's Digest. Okay, so then you go up here, and it's the same. So this is just showing you. I'm just going to close this down, just showing you what it looks like. Okay, so first off, KC26, good sign. Okay, second off, you've got apartment therapy is it's like a relevant site because it's about sofas. It's kind of an authority site, but it's not huge, you see. It doesn't have a lot of links going to it. It's got a good domain authority, but it's not that worrisome. Overstock is an e-commerce site, so they actually sell sofas. This one, I don't know, so let's click on it and have a look. Consumer's Digest is like, that's an authority site. But again, the KC difficulty is not very high. In fact, this is one of the weaker pages in the listing. Amazon, okay. La-Z-Boy, that's obviously a brand of sofas. Room and Board, this is an e-commerce because it has a catalogue. And then this is just about.com, and about.com and WikiHow and like Yahoo Answers. These are rankings that are usually easy to beat. So if Google's willing to rank about.com on here with only 8 juice page links, you can supplant it with yourself. And this one is like a niche site. It's not even a .com, it's a .co. and it's 2.7 years old, but it's it's not that strong. So 9 and 10 are easily beatable, and I'd say there's room for you higher up as well. And this is a keyword that gets more than 1,000 searches a month. I think it gets about 2,000 or 3,000. I haven't fully analysed it yet, so it hasn't got the information down here. So that is a keyword that you would want to rank for. And that reminds me of what I was going to talk about back with the thing. So these keywords, they are all like things like best, or they are like lazy boy review. So they're like best keywords, review keywords. If we go down here to actually view more about the package and we load that up, so keyword 1 is best plus keyword. So what that means is, like in this example, it would be best sleeper sofas. The second one, best, so that could be like best sofa beds, lazy boy reviews or sleeper sofa reviews. Again, this is not the particular niche for this keyword pack, I'm just explaining it. And then product name, so maybe that's lazy boy, another one like that, another best, and then supportive keywords for 7 and 8, like what's the best sofa, or what size sofa should I buy, things like that. Okay, so I think that's given a pretty good insight into how I go about analysing the particular keywords and how those keywords go into the packs. And additionally, it should have given you an insight into how to interpret it when you're looking around, because obviously when you buy a pack, I only want you to know the keyword, which is why they're hidden to the public. And then if you're the person that buys it, you'll download a separate file. It's not a Google Drive, it's an actual Excel file, and that will have the actual keywords listed here. And then for here, they'll all be listed as well. So you're going to have close to 200 keywords to go with, and then you can build a site or have me build it for you, or whatever you want to do with that pack. It's yours and yours alone. Okay, so yeah, that's what we've got going, and if you have any more questions, you can comment on the bottom of this post, or you can email me, or you get in touch.